My name is Marcia Diane, and I know all the problems that people have with their fathers. My father was very loving, but also extremely critical, controlling, and sometimes unreasonably demeaning and demanding. He only gave his approval when I got straight A's or won first place in an art contest. I believe that my dad tried to have a positive effect on me and lead me along the straight and narrow path to happiness and good citizenship. He didn't realize the devastation his actions caused me. I loved him and hated him at the same time. I wished he would just leave me alone, so I escaped my home at age 18 and didn't look back. I didn't understand how severely the father wound had affected me. I didn't love myself and degenerated into several addictive habits. A common denominator amongst my clients in the last 20 years as a mental health and addictions counselor is that people who are traumatized and addicted don't love themselves. The hardest part of loving someone is learning to love yourself first, said Carrie Bradshaw in Sex and the City. Here's a story of Kelly. It's not her real name. The honking horns of Manhattan couldn't drown out the pounding in Kelly's chest. At 5 a.m., before the sun cracked the skyline, she was already dialing into her trading desk across 3 screens. But it wasn't the markets that she was watching. It was herself, searching for approval she never received at home. The sharp click of her stilettos echoed down empty subway platforms, a rhythm as familiar to her as her father's disappointed sigh. As she rode the train into the glimmering towers of Wall Street, her stomach twisted, not with adrenaline, but with dread, the fear that she still wasn't enough. Kelly's story wasn't unique. Fathers who are overly critical and demanding often create lasting negative effects on children, including low self-esteem, anxiety, depression, fear of failure, difficulty with relationships, and increased risk of aggression or defiance as children internalize worthlessness, struggle with emotional regulation, and develop unhealthy coping mechanisms like perfectionism or rebellion. Studies show that 1 in 4 American children grow up in father-absent homes, and those children are up to 9 times more likely to drop out of school or become teen parents. 85% of youth in prison come from such backgrounds. And of course, adults carry their inner child inside them with all those feelings and thoughts into their adult lives until they do the deep inner healing to work and let them go. Yet for many women like Kelly, the wound runs deeper. It's not just their absence, but self-criticism, emotional neglect, and silent message that your worth depends on pleasing men, especially your father. The emotional abyss, when love comes with conditions. Above all, humans seek love and safety. Raised by a father whose approval came only after flawless results, Kelly learned that love was conditional. She internalized a relentless question: what more do I need to do to deserve affection? Like a moth circling a dim flame, she developed high achievement persona to chase that approval, but it never came. We do not need to be physically abused to experience trauma and its harmful, long-lasting effects. When our earliest caretakers were unpredictable critics, we become masters of adaptation, held by patterns that helped us to survive, but later imprisoned us in shame, anxiety, and self-doubt, and people-pleasing. Women with father wounds often carry a silent script. I must perform to be loved. Kelly is a star stockbroker. From the outside, she appears to be on top of the world, but inside, her story was entirely different. She's a whirlwind of worry, the telltale signs of a wounded inner child. The cost of not healing include anxiety, addiction, and perfectionism. Anxiety and depression often hide beneath the facade of success. Chronic overworking is a so-called positive addiction that 60% of high achievers use to avoid emotional pain. Women's emotional pain often results in difficulty trusting men. Kelly clings to her relationships until they falter, and then she dissolves into self-blame. She often hosts her private pity party, replaying her father's harsh voice in her head. Another side effect is low self-worth. Despite external admiration, a father's absence can foster a belief that you're just not lovable enough. The consequences of ignoring these wounds are not small. They ripple into daily life in the forms of burnout, emotional disconnection, and relationships that echo the pain of the past. But here's the unseen truth. Confronting the father wound isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving. Here are 3 common mistakes that keep the father wound alive. 1, believing you can earn unconditional love through achievement. No, you can't. No amount of success fills that void. 2, mistaking busyness for healing. Overworking numbs pain temporarily, but it never allows change to take hold. Number 3, blaming yourself. You didn't ask for your father's actions, yet you've internalized them as truths about your worth. Kelly's turning point from approval seeker to self-worth advocate. One night, alone in her sleek midtown apartment, Kelly sat on her balcony, the city lights dancing below. She felt empty despite another promotion. That night, she cried for the little girl who needed a hug but only heard silence. Enough. She realized, I've been hiding from that very pain that is needing my attention. She began small, journaling with questions like, what do I need to feel safe in my body? She channeled her inner caretaker, offering kindness that she longed for. Then she found a therapist and learned that self-care isn't selfish, it's necessary. Slowly, she practiced saying no. She stopped self-criticism and grounded her worth in simply her presence, not her performance. Kelly learned that our beliefs are like masks. We can put them on and we can take them off. When we keep our degrading beliefs on for a long time, it seems like it's truth rather than just a belief. She practiced changing her mindset and deeply held beliefs every day, expanding and growing in her healthy belief in her inherent goodness. Months later, she led the biggest deal with poised confidence and noted something new. She wasn't anxious. She felt proud of herself, a feeling she hadn't allowed since childhood. Does Kelly's journey mirror yours? Do you awake anxious, preemptively preparing so no one sees your fear? Do you feel drained by the need to please, yet empty inside? Would you dare to slow down and ask, what if my worth isn't tied to approval? If any of this rings true, you're in good company. The father wound whispers lies about what we unknowingly believe, but you are not broken. You are longing for freedom. There are rewards for fearlessly facing the unknown. The rewards include liberation and resilience. Healing the father wound is one of the bravest acts that you can do for yourself and the little child you once were. Research on resilience confirms spurred transformation. Resilience isn't just bouncing back, it's rebuilding stronger after trauma, turning survival into flourishing. Imagine waking up without the dread of being judged, feeling secure in yourself, not in your achievements, building relationships rooted in love, not in fear, hearing your own voice fully, no longer drowned out by inner critics. Are you ready to heed your inner call to courage? Are you ready to rise from surviving to thriving? Ready to leave the approval chase behind? To reclaim your life, your love, and your true joy? Join my course, Surviving to Thriving, Your Journey to Resilience and Empowerment. In 6 modules, you'll discover the hidden narratives driving anxiety and perfectionism. You'll cultivate self-care rituals that restore your nervous system. You'll learn about courage-based tools to rewrite your story from broken fragments. Build a support sisterhood of women on the same healing path. You'll unlock a lifetime access to the course, plus live coaching sessions for support, guided practices that will safely take you deep inside with loving kindness and a sisterhood of compassionate women that you deserve. You can choose from several tiers of support, from a low-cost ebook to intensive one-on-one coaching. As a licensed professional mental health and addictions counselor since 2004, I've helped thousands of women and men to let go of their chains of the past and soar into a life of freedom and joy. When you're ready and decide to go for deeper healing, I can help you too. You don't have to stay trapped in that subway of self-doubt. It's time to step into the station of self-love and thrive. Are you ready for that? Go to marciadiane.com/surviving-to-thriving. Are you ready to take the next step to elevate your energy and transform your life? If you're ready to take your life to new heights, I invite you to join me for my empowering course, Surviving to Thriving, Your Journey to Resilience and Empowerment. You don't have to merely keep surviving. You can start truly thriving. I love sharing and watching people change and grow. As my work continues to evolve, I have changed my structure and pricing of my offerings to reflect the depth of support that I provide. Changes are effective as of January 1st, 2026. There's no urgency here. If you've been feeling curious or called to work together, you're welcome to message me. Mostly, I want to model what alignment looks like: listening, adjusting, and honoring capacity. Thank you for being here. Please share with women who you know who could benefit from this message. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and please like and share with your friends.